How's it guys? Today we'll be going in depth on two of the fastest killing SMGs in Warzone, the Colt MP5 and the OTS-9. Both of these weapons had a fair share of Warzone supremacy, especially the OTS-9, being one of the few SMGs with the full neck shot multiplier. And in the case of the Colt MP5, it held the crown as the fastest killing SMG just a few seasons ago. Since then, both of these weapons received a fair share of adjustments, especially on the OTS-9 with the removal of the neck shot multiplier and the nerf to its effective damage range. The Colt MP5 also received nerfs to its base damage, really alternating its time to kill potential. So that begs the question, which one of these SMGs should be your first choice in Warzone, and are there any clear advantages by choosing one over the other? Well, in this video we aim to answer that question by checking out the base stats, time to kill and recoil of each weapon, as well as the best class setups I recommend using in Warzone. If it's your first time on my channel and you want to stay up to date with the best weapons to use in Warzone, just double check, make sure you are subscribed, leave a like so this video can reach more people, and let's get technical. Jumping into the base stats and time to kill first, it's surprising to see just how similar these two weapons are currently in Warzone. The OTS-9 only has a 1 round per minute faster firing rate compared to the Colt MP5, which would hardly be noticeable in the heat of battle. What will be noticeable is the damage range drop off. And it's here where the Colt MP5 seemingly has a clear advantage, only having 1 damage range drop off at 9 meters. The OTS-9 on the other hand has 2 damage range drop offs, the first one at 7.7 meters and the second one at 16 meters. This makes the OTS-9 one of the few Colt SMGs that actually has 3 damage ranges. And what that basically means is with each damage range, the time to kill will get progressively worse. And when we look at the time to kill in the first damage range, we can see the OTS-9 on paper has a slight advantage over the Colt MP5, having a 1 millisecond faster time to kill for chest and stomach shots compared to the Colt MP5. As with the firing rate, this will hardly be noticeable in battle. What will be more noticeable is the time to kill in the second damage range. And this is where the OTS-9 slightly pulls ahead, having a faster time to kill for headshot, chest shots and stomach shots in that second damage range. It does fall behind the Colt MP5 when it comes to extremity damage. And after the second damage range drop off, the Colt MP5 takes a clear advantage, killing faster in all situations. So to summarize, the OTS-9 will kill as fast or slightly faster than the Colt MP5 in the first damage range in all situations. It will also kill slightly faster in the second damage range up to 16 meters for head, stomach and chest shots. But like I said, this slight millisecond differences will hardly be noticeable in battle, but what will be noticeable is recoil. And this is where the real differences between these two weapons start to surface. The Colt MP5 has a lot of initial recoil that basically just stops dead in its tracks. OTS-9 has a lot more vertical recoil but is much more gradual compared to the initial kick of the Colt MP5. The recoil pattern of the OTS-9 is a lot more straightforward and in a sense easier to control, as that initial kick of the Colt MP5 can be jarring if you gauge targets at 10 meters or further. But since most engagements with these weapons will be up close and personal, let's see how they stack up when it comes to another important factor, hipfire accuracy. And here's one area where the Colt MP5 starts pulling ahead, having a much tighter hipfire spread compared to the OTS-9. This makes hitting vital body shots in up close engagements where there's no time to ADS much more viable on the Colt MP5. And that alone can be the difference between winning or losing a gunfight. Both of these recoil tests were performed with the meta builds, which we'll get into now. Even though both of these weapons are Colt SMGs, they are built in slightly different ways to take advantage of the strength of each weapon. So starting off with the class setup for the Colt MP5, we take the agency suppressor for a boost to vertical recoil, bullet velocity and effective damage range. Next for the laser we'll take the target team spotlight for a boost to movement speed and aim walking movement speed. Next moving over to the stock we'll take the radar stock for a boost to ADS firing movement speed, aim walking movement speed and sprint to fire time. Moving over to ammunition we'll take the Stanak 50 round mag for maximum ammo capacity. And to end off this build we'll take the bruiser grip for another boost to movement speed and hipfire accuracy. So overall we end up with a build that prioritizes mobility and maximizes our close range engagement potential and takes advantage of the amazing hipfire accuracy of the Colt MP5. Now let's move over to the class setup for the OTS-9, starting off with the Groove Suppressor for a boost to bullet velocity and effective damage range, while also keeping us off the minimap when we shoot. To further maximize our bullet velocity and effective damage range, we'll take the Task Force barrel. This attachment combined with the Groove Suppressor is very important on the OTS, as we'll be able to stretch out that 7.7 meter first damage range drop off. It also comes with a slight boost to strafe speed, which is a nice bonus. Next up, jumping over to the laser, we'll take the target team spotlight for the same reasons as with the Colt MP5, for a boost to movement speed and aim walking movement speed. We will skip a stock attachment on the OTS, jumping straight to the Serpent wrap. This attachment will give us a boost to ADS times and is very important when we consider our next attachment, ammunition. One downside with the OTS is its ammo capacity. It's a fast firing SMG, but only has a maximum ammo capacity of 40 rounds. 40 rounds on a fast firing SMG like the OTS-9 is just not enough if you have to engage multiple targets at once. So by equipping the Force Mag we can slightly compensate for that, and that's also where the Serpent Wrap comes in. We gain back some of the ADS times that we are losing by equipping the Force Mag. So we end up with the OTS-9 build that finds a perfect balance between mobility, reload time and stretching out that first damage range as far as possible. Having a look how these class setups changes the stats of each weapon, we can see the Cold War MP5 still has a slight advantage when it comes to the first damage range drop off. But when it comes to mobility, the OTS-9 has a clear advantage, having a faster ADS movement speed, ADS time and a much faster reload time. So with all of the testing and statistics in mind, what's the final verdict? After hours of consideration, we have to be fair and consider this a tie. Both of these weapons have enough downsides and strength to not warrant a clear winner. So to summarize, why would you choose the Cold War MP5 over the OTS-9? Well, after 16 meters it does have a faster time to kill, and it has basically the same time to kill in the first and second damage range. It also has slightly faster movement speed, a maximum ammo capacity of 50 rounds and much better hip fire compared to the OTS-9. And why would you choose the OTS-9 over the Cold War MP5? Well, it has better mobility stats, better ADS time, ADS movement speed and much faster reload times thanks to that fast mag. It has more predictable and easier to control recoil after about 10 meters. And it also has the same or slightly faster time to kill compared to the Cold War MP5 in the first and second damage range. But overall this couldn't have been a closer matchup. At the end of the day, both of these weapons provide players with amazing up close killing potential, and you won't be making a mistake choosing one over the other. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you don't want to miss out on all my future uploads, just double check, make sure you are subscribed. There will be a lot of testing to come with the Vanguard integration. Remember, stay safe, stay gaming, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.